Hey everybody, welcome back to Wyco Resiliency. As always, I'm your host, Michael McGregor, and today we're continuing our canning episode this is, episode 3. So today I'm going to be using I can't remember the name of this thing, to go figure. Basically a funnel. It is a funnel. I am using whole pint jars. That goes in there. That allows me to pour, well, today it'll be salsa. I'll be pouring that in here. I have 2 batches of salsa that I've made. This is my tongs. It's a hot bottle. It's a hot canning. Need those to pick them up when they're hot. And also I have soaking in here. I have in very hot water, I have my lids. They're just going to soak in there while I'm getting everything prepped. This actually, the rubber seal, it softens it, so when I put it on there. Also in the background, I'm boiling my water for that. Pardon me. So I'm going to take my salsa that I made earlier, and I have one that is extra spicy that I made for myself. My wife is not one for high heat, so I end up making 2 batches. And what I really love to do is mark one of the cans mild and actually have the super spicy, just to give her it wakes her up. It's one of those things that just makes her feel alive. She doesn't like when I do it. No, I don't recommend doing that to your wife or your husband or girlfriends or other significant other, whatever. It's not cool. So I'm just going to take, as you can see, my salsa. This was, pardon me, this was fresh cilantro. It was Roma tomatoes, and I can't remember what my other brand of tomato. It was like not a beefsteak, but more of a hothouse style tomato. So hothouse style tomatoes, Roma tomatoes, serrano peppers, onion, cilantro, and garlic. That's all I did for this salsa. You can, depending on how you like to make it, you can add so much more to it. But this is kind of how I like mine. I have a pretty good consistency, as you can see. This is kind of like a restaurant style. I prefer it this way. I'm not a fan of like chunky. But I just scoop this out and I put it into my little 1 pint jars. Making sure I'm at least a 1/4 away at the top. This is a little bit more, but as you can see, I got a little more ways to go. So I'm going to add a little bit just using the spoon. It's not quite a 1/4, but I'm kind of getting it just below. So you can see right where the rim is, we're perfect. I'm smelling fire behind me. That's the water boiling. So, all I do, once I get here, I just rinse and repeat. That's all there is to it for filling the cans. So I'm going to go through and keep filling these until I have no more product, salsa, whatever, tomato paste, whatever I'm canning. It could be anything from jellies to, I love making what they call cowboy candies. It's basically a pickled jalapeno. It's a sweet and spicy jalapeno. My daughter goes just bananas for that, for cowboy candies. Got another whole pint. So you notice that little bit of tomato got on there. So what I'm going to do is I'll wipe that down with a clean cloth. And I have just a little bit of juice left, and I'm going to make the juice just slide right in there. I got the juice. So there's my hot ones. So with that, I'm going to take a lid on the one, And I'm going to take the ring and I'm just going to lightly snug it, not cranking it down. I want it lightly snug. Over time, you get a feel for it. Experiment, you'll find out. If you pull your stuff, hear that? If you pull your cans after boiling them and letting them sit for a while to cool, they still do that. You got to redo it. I know some people say, oh, you can't do it once you do it. I've done it. I've reboiled them just to get that seal, and they've lasted 5-6 years. I do not have a cloth to what? Yes, I do. Be right back. You know that's an edit right there. That I'll be right back. I'll just clip that video. So, getting 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So what I'm going to do is just kind of just clean the top off, making sure it's free of any type of food to inhibit that seal. Because the thing is, I want a strong seal. The better the seal, the longer it'll last. You do have to be careful of things such as botulism. That will end you. Botulism, no bueno. Botulism, bad, okay? You want to do everything in your power to avoid botulism. Some people are like, you'll never know. You'll know if it's bad. You really will. If you open something, it's like, surprise, don't eat it. I mean, don't eat things that smell bad. Unless it's blue cheese. Blue cheese is really good and it smells bad. Unless it's bad blue cheese. But with the god-awful smell of blue cheese, how do you know it's bad? Something to think about. My wife is arguing with me in the background going, she loves blue cheese. Fresh blue cheese, not that crap, creamy stuff. I mean, real, flaky blue cheese. That's just, you can smell it. It's crumply. That's the word. Is that a word, crumply? It is now. I'm Shakespeare. I'm making up words. Just kidding. Just having fun with tonight's canning. Episode 2 is so serious. Why so serious? At Wyco Resiliency, we do have a sense of humor. We have to. If you look at what's going on in the world today, if you don't have a sense of humor, you're going to go nuts. I mean, you can look at some of the prepper shows on there, and Super Zombie Volcanoes, man. I mean, they're ready. It's coming. Things are bad, but I'm not too concerned about the EMP yet. We got time. Get your food stores. Stack your food to the rafters. If you think you have enough food, you don't. There's an old saying when you're out camping, when you think you have enough firewood, double it. Well, with your food, if you're thinking you have enough food stores, quadruple it. You gotta stock it to the rafters. We don't know how long these food shortages, and everyone's like, well, there's really not any food shortages. Right now, you're not seeing a lot. We're seeing a little bit. It's gonna get worse. It is. It's gonna get a lot worse. There is stuff coming out, not even just the Ukraine, but just the whole geopolitical situation that we're looking at is the food shortages are coming. And this is not just America, this is going to be global. And I've had people go, well, what if it doesn't? Fantastic. Fantastic, great, it doesn't come. But guess what? You have food in case of a blizzard, in case of emergency. Is that really a bad thing to have extra food around your home? I don't. So, the cerveza flu, got to watch those YouTube algorithms. So with the cerveza flu, we saw shortages everywhere, especially toilet paper. So keep that in mind, and look how fast it happened. It was almost overnight. People were like, oh my God, cleaning stuff was gone. You have to keep those little things in mind, because at any point, that could happen again. And all it's going to take is a small trigger from the news media to get everybody in a tizzy again. So keep that in mind. So what we're going to do is we're going to change the camera angle here so you can see me putting the cans into the water. I got to check to see if it's boiling. It is not boiling yet. So we are going to wait till it boils. And I'm going to turn on the other light. It's going to flush out, but stay tuned for the next view. We're going to put edits together and we're going to have fun with that, okay? So catch you back when we start putting everything in the water bath. Till then.